Artsy. Joining us in the studio today is Maria McDaniel
Hello.
of Pearls in the Pamlico. Hey Maria, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. So tell us about yourself and what is Pearls on the Pamlico? I see we have like a lot of jewelry pieces here. So what inspired you to create this brand?
Well, Pearls on the Pamlico is the name given by my daughters. We have a place on the Pamlico River, and I get my oyster shells from the Pamlico River. And so it's right here in eastern North Carolina, and oysters produce pearls, so it's kind of a nice name to have.
I love that.
And it was unique, and so I've enjoyed the name, and it's kind of sticks out because it's a unique name, and plus it's all local. I try to locally source my materials.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot of your pieces have like nautical themes, hence the name Pearls on the Pamlico.
Yes.
So what inspired you to have this entire collection here today?
Well, when I was a little child, I always loved getting oyster shells and all kinds of shells off the beach.
Yeah.
But they were so beautiful, they were too beautiful to leave on the beach. So I wanted to bring them all home. And the only ones, I wanted to wear them. And so the only ones you could wear were the ones that already had a hole in them. And so I would get those, and I would put chains on them and the jump rings and all, and I started making jewelry just from teaching myself. But when I was 9 years old, Santa brought me a drill. And I couldn't have been more happy because then I could pick up the shells that didn't have holes and I could drill them myself and I could make jewelry. But I went on to a whole different career in education. But I always.
So you're a teacher?
I was.
You were a teacher?
I retired.
Wow,
but I've always
okay.
made jewelry, and I made my own or made it for friends, for gifts and all. But about 7 years ago, I started making it, and I opened my own shop, and I opened an Etsy shop. And started selling it online and going to festivals.
So you've always been artsy.
Well,
I love it.
Some fashion, but I wouldn't say. It's
I
great.
would say that your pieces are very relatable to where we live in ENC. So can you show us how you make a piece?
So there's a difference in the oyster shells you pick up on the beach and the ones you pick up on or get from the river.
Oh, wow.
So this is a freshwater oyster shell, like you would, open up oysters at an oyster bar.
Put your ear.
Yeah, so these would be like you get the oyster out to eat at an oyster bar. So
okay.
These are freshwater oysters. And if you notice, the edges are very ragged and jaggedy. So if you were to wear this on a pendant, it would pick all your clothes and leave a mess on your clothing. So I use this to not sand the edges, but I sit them in the sun for a while to bleach. I bleach them myself with Clorox. I scrub them, then I sand them.
All right, so you were going to show us how to make a fossilized, a necklace with a fossilized oyster
with a
oyster
freshwater. So I've got the freshwater, and I make a veil to go on top, and I use jute because I think jute looks very coastal. The jute veil, instead of using like a jump ring or something. I think this looks very coastal, so I like to use that. I do make oyster shell necklaces that are dressy, and this one's wire wrapped, and these are freshwater pearls. So
This is a beauty right here.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
So
I like
you can take the ocean with you wherever you go.
Wherever you go, or the river.
I love it. Well, let's get started.
Okay, so to make one, first you need to have your wire, your stringing material. Some people use a filament line, and I like to use a wire coated because it doesn't break. So beading is not hard, it's designing. And so again, it's just sticking them on here with your wire, and you see wire goes through.
Can I try it?
Sure, you do this side.
So where does your design inspiration come from? I know you said that you dream them.
I dream about it. I find an outfit I like and it needs a necklace. So usually I stop right here and I'll put a clip on this and I'll make several of these.
Thanks for watching Artsy. Until next time on Hello ENC.